or you'll end up like the others. Die again, drenched in sand, with no respect for another. Feel the fire, feel the hate. Your pain is what we desire. Lost, hit the wall, watch you crawl. Such a replaceable liar. And I know you hear their voices. And I know they may seem real. But our lives made up of choices. They took for granted your soul, and it's ours now to steal. As your man comes to life, you should have known the price of evil, and it hurts to know that you belong here. Yeah. No one to call, everybody to feel. Your tragic fate is looking so clear. Yeah. It's your fucking nightmare.
Avenged Sevenfold, one of my favorite modern metal bands out there, because we were talking about this on break. This is a metal band that is not afraid to go to instrumentals. There are too many bands out there that rely too heavily on vocals and forget that people like me, we like heavy instrumentals. And not heavy instrumentals where you can't recognize as a guitar and a drum, but heavy instrumentals which takes talent. We're talking all things Nightmare on Elm Street, and we're going to wrap up tonight's thing talking about, of course, Freddy versus Jason. A very sore spot, and one that does start, well, it doesn't start that, but it has started fistfights over fans. And shockingly, I was very shocked to hear this and read this, that this has broken out into fistfights, and there's been reports about this and who won and who did not. And
now, just out of curiosity, what's the fistfight about exactly?
On who won the fight?
Who won the fight?
Fistfights
so
have broke out.
Start another fight
and,
because they're that kind of stupid.
I thought this was one of those urban legends, but no, it happened in a movie theater in Florida. A fistfight broke out over who won.
I really hope one of the fistfighters was dressed up as Freddy and the other one Jason.
That would be better than the movie.
I hope so too. Now, if you are a fan of this series, which everybody around this table is, we remember the, let's say, the seed they planted in our head on one of the most horrible, and I do say horrible, Friday the 13th ever made. Jason Goes
to Hell.
Yes. The only bit of information that made that movie savable was Freddy Krueger's glove coming out and pulling the mask down. After seeing that, there was a whole bunch of yesing going around and fist bumping because they were excited, thinking that maybe in the next year or two this movie would be produced. Little did we know it would take 10 flipping years for this thing to come out.
It was a difficult creative birth.
And when it did...
None of us were happy.
No, I was not happy. The blood was cool. The wrestling scenes were cool. I absolutely love that stuff. The ending was a total, well...
It sucked.
Yeah. It was a screw job. That's all we're going to leave it at.
Have you noticed yet how I'll tell you, we're having a psychic meeting of the minds at this subject.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Now, my friend Chuck the Klown will argue with me that he says Jason is in Freddy Krueger's dream world. And I will argue this. How does a dead man dream? He's a stupid zombie with superpowers. He's not
I
having
didn't think
dreams.
He had much going on in there besides the thirst for blood.
No. The only thing he has in is if you're smoking pot and under the age of 18 having sex, he's going to kill you. There's nothing in him saying I'm going to sit down and have a dream and some dude with a Christmas sweater is going to mess with me.
That's not what happened. Don't keep in mind though that this clown that you speak of is the same one that tried to convince me, of all people, an expert on all things Toho films, that there was such a thing as a Godzilla versus Gamera movie.
You know he's never gonna. You're never gonna let that down, Chuck. And I know he's sitting there swearing and getting ready to come over here and stab me, but you're never gonna let that down, and George won't let you let that one down.
Nor should it be let down.
And he's got a point right where it was the kid that killed Freddy Krueger with Jason's knives. Yes, that did happen, so the kid did win. But at the end of it, the man that stands with 2 feet and 2 arms of any battle is the winner. What is Freddy Krueger going to do? Pull a Monty Python and bite at my knees after that point? The dude is done. I don't care if he's seeing out of his head or spitting snakes out of his mouth.
I mean, unless there was a multiple ending thing that we didn't know about. I seem to recall.
There were rumors of supposed.
No, there is a drawing sketch of an alternate ending of
which never was filmed.
Right, of a hand coming up from hell and pulling them both down. Never happened.
Right.
So in my book,
we only go by what we saw on the screen.
I saw Jason standing. Mm-hmm. Jason won.
After stabbing Freddy through the body with Freddy's own knives.
Yep. That's what I see.
Freddy fell backwards into the water and was dead.
Because everybody goes, well, Jason fell into the water and sunk to the bottom. He's dead. Well, if you
That's
know
where he lives.
Yes, exactly. If you know the Friday the 13th series, how many times has freaking Jason Voorhees been chained
at the end of every movie,
bottom of the water?
Well, yes, because what people don't understand, and this is something I've figured out as an observer through the entire Friday the 13th series, from the first Jason appearance in the second one until now, he gets his evil power from Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
I mean, every numbskull that tries to return him to the bottom of the lake is only restoring his power.
Right. It's like recharging the batteries in the battery dock.
That's all they're doing. So at the end of Freddy versus Jason, he stabs Freddy to death. Jason falls back into the lake after doing what he set out to do. The fight's over.
So he can come back and live another day.
He's done. That's why, and then Freddy dies.
I'm sorry.
The look on Freddy's face is not, boy, did I figure out a way out of this one.
That's where my body is. Where's my body, man?
Yeah, it's like, he's looking down at how could this have happened to me, and then he's gone. Then he's beheaded. Right?
And we all know that when Freddy Krueger comes out of the dream sequence, he is nothing more than a human. He no longer has his supernatural powers, his sense of indestructibility.
You mean if he's dragged into the real world?
If he's dragged into the real world, if you watch the movies, he's substantial,
supposed to be
vulnerable, and he can be hurt.
Right. That's where he's done. That's where you can damage him.
Right. Jason Voorhees
is in this world already.
Is already in here, and the man is practically indestructible. I do not count Jason Goes to Hell. All right, that movie was ridiculous. Being blown up 10 times. Yes, the man was dead.
Yeah.
Congestion eating his heart and coming back. No, the man was dead after the first time he was blown to bits. That was a horrible movie.
Except that, Chuckles, keep in mind that Jason has been dead since. I mean, people don't realize. I think
he's a zombie. He's already dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I'd call him an authentic zombie. I mean, to me, he's something more like demon possessed.
Okay, let's call him.
In other words, he can't be killed.
Let's call him a super demon powered zombie. I mean, it's
he can't. Right, the point is that in the real world, which he lives in, not a dream world, as you said, the real one, he can't be killed.
Right.
And so Freddy was fighting somebody. Now, Freddy in the dream world couldn't be killed. He came. That was the whole point of the movie, you idiot. That who are we talking about?
No. We're not going to bring it up anymore. We've already dragged him through the mud.
Oh, that's right. That was the person that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're dragged him through the mud enough.
All right. Well, I'll address whoever else agrees with him as an idiot. How's that?
There you go.
Right. In case there's somebody misguided out there that, I mean, the point of the whole movie was to bring Freddy into the real world and destroy him. That was the whole strategy.
It was the entire
of
premise.
Getting him to fight Jason.
And it happened.
And it happened.
It happened. Jason wins. End of the KO. That's the way I leave it. And if you're going to do a sequel, well, Freddy Krueger's going to need a robotic body to continue this battle. So you might want to ask Jason to borrow his space suit that he had in Jason Goes to Space.
Right.
Maybe that's next. Freddy
Maybe.
Krueger Goes to Space.
Yeah, he's
That'd
the only
be
one that
horrifically
hasn't.
terrible.
I mean, Pinhead has and Jason has.
Yeah, he should go now.
Didn't even.
Oh, by
yeah,
the
I
way,
was
and
gonna say-
let's finish up on one point also that I want to mention, that anybody that's confused at the end of Freddy versus Jason, at the end of the movie, after the credits, when Jason walks out of the lake and he's got Freddy's head in his hands and Freddy's head winks, that's a joke. It's not part of the plot. It is not part of the movie. It's after the friggin' credits for a reason. Freddy is dead.
Yep. He is dead. Dead as a doorknob. The last thing I'm going to leave this on, and then we're going to go down to the song for you guys to listen to. Of course, we have some commercials coming up in a second. Nurse Misery is going to talk about some up-and-coming events we'll be at.
Just
Ladies
one.
and gentlemen, Jason Voorhees being afraid of water like they made him when Freddy Krueger was invading his mind
It was stupid.
is absolutely ludicrous.
No, it's not.
Well,
Why?
We're going to have to argue. All right, because keep in mind that Jason, as a child, drowned in Crystal Lake.
How many times was he put in that lake, though?
yeah,
No,
but now
he as a human being, as a human child, that was how he died.
That's
He
true.
died by drowning in the lake. So it makes perfect sense to me that deep inside him, if there is still a human soul somewhere in him,
Oh, there's
he's still. So in other words, that inner child is what's scared of the water. I mean, not the rest of Jason.
there is no inner child in that beast.
but
There
then
is
that
no
would,
sense
like,
of
give
soul in him.
validity to the whole dream
Jason
world
Takes
thing.
Manhattan.
Though.
I don't count that movie either.
How many movies don't you freaking count in a series?
Helen.
Yeah, exactly. If they suck, I don't count it.
Wait, let's get off the Eddie. Fist fight is about to begin.
I'm out.
Yeah, the fist fight's going to begin. Let's go down to some up and coming before she got to break out the alcohol wipes for the bloody pounding.
Yeah, I
of
don't
it.
feel like sedating you guys because
All right,
I
all
can't
right,
pull
all right.
off the haunted cabaret on my own here, people. So coming up soon is going to be Rhode Island Comic Con, November 6th, 7th, and 8th. This year it will be held in 2 buildings. You're going to be filling up the Rhode Island Convention Center and the Dunkin' Donut Center at 1 Sabin Street in Providence, Rhode Island. So this year, not only will you be able to see Chuckles representing the Chuckles and Laugh show, the talent from the Rhode Island Free Radio will also be there with a table.
Yes, they will. And, of course, we only have 4 days left of Scary Acres. So if you have not got your fix of me scaring the bejesus out of you and you can't afford it, we're going to give you a chance to win a ticket. Yes, I said A. Don't be greedy, you little bastards.
You get one.
You get one. So I'm going to give you a chance to win a ticket. And the rules are very simple to follow. One of which, you must live in Southern Mass, Rhode Island, or Connecticut. So if you get this answer right in California,
I'm
you're
sorry.
not getting the ticket. I am sorry. Number 2, you must pick it up at the location, and that is Confreda Farms, and we will leave the address right
the website.
underneath the actual question. And the question is going to be very simple. It is a musical question. We are going to leave tonight on Chuckles Crypt on a very exciting note. Listen to this song, and if you can guess what horror movie this is from, be the first to answer, and we will give you the pass to Scary Acres. Everybody, stay tuned. Haunted Cabaret is coming up next, and I'm sure things are going to get a lot more edgier.
We're doing a Haunted Cabaret too?